Come on, BB, give me all the things. This is actually really, really strong. Viren was targeted by an obliterator, you think? Let's get good. Welcome back to Endless Space 2 Supremacy. We are the Hissho, and this will be the final episode of this Hissho series, guys. So what I want to do with this one is I just want to test as much as we can of the late game changes for Supremacy. So we've already built an obliterator, we fired it just to see how that went. We have the tech for a Juggernaut now. What is this? Unlocks the Ion Wave ability. It will instantly destroy all fleets on the node. Only ships in the Juggernaut's fleet are immune. It will leave your Juggernaut unable to move for 3 turns and unable to attack if involved in a space battle. There's also the Juggernaut module here, which unlocks additional module slots for the Juggernaut. Alright. Wow, 34 turns. Are you kidding me? That's insane. Holy crap, that's a long time. Okay, so we may not actually get to see that upgrade. Let's look around for things we can see. Basically, what I want to do with this episode, guys, is look at all the cool techs before we go ahead and do a restart where we're going to play as the Hissho and we're going to focus on religion. And I actually had some really interesting thoughts on that I'll explain as we sort of go through the episode. I'm just sort of looking at these. These are the things that I haven't had a chance to really experiment with that I kind of wanted to look at too. And I think we'll get to those within 4 turns, so we'll probably be able to see those by the end of the episode easily. What is the second level upgrade of this? Does it do anything for Titans is what I'm curious about. System Shield, it unlocks another improvement. And System Battery allows the Citadel to fire 1 round of... Wow, that's pretty good. So yeah, this will actually let your star systems shoot in space battles. That's cool. Coordinated bunkers, and that... minus 50% siege damage, that's really nice. Allows the Citadel to fire 1 round of blast effect battery per phase in space battles. Wait, so does that give it 2 then? If it gets 1 round from the system battery, was it? Yeah, so that's an upgrade, right? Yeah, that's the advanced system battery, so I think you get 2 that way. So your city can, or I mean not your city, but your system can kind of defend itself if you build a citadel. So these are the things we want to see, guys. So we're going to start by testing those out. This first turn's going to take a second, because we're going to be doing things like this. You are the economic behemoth. Yes, you are going to become a citadel. That's absolutely right, be a citadel. Then we're going to go to this guy, and we're going to say, you should probably be a Juggernaut. We don't have enough money. Let's get a little more money then, so we can test this out. The nice thing is, since we're just trying to test stuff, who cares what we sell? We just need that little bit of extra dust. So go ahead and do that real quick. Now we should be able to swap this military behemoth. I said it right, behemoth, to a Juggernaut. Which is exciting, because I actually haven't seen the Juggernaut at all. I haven't seen the Citadel or the Juggernaut, so I'm excited for both of those. I also want to go look at our techs over here to see if we can afford the upgrade for the... Yeah, we can't. That's unfortunate. We can't afford the upgrade for the Hissho Titan. However, we can afford the upgrade for the Claw, although I think perhaps I've seen that before. So I'm going to go with the split plate ablatives here. Or split second ablatives, I'm sorry, so that we can unlock the coordinator, and then we'll try to put these in queue. I don't know if we'll make it to those, but we'll try. And since we don't really need system production here, I think what we might do is just, like, automate everything into science. Because that's going to give us the best chance of seeing as many things as possible, you know? So we're going to do that. Everybody's doing science. She blinded me with science. Okay, so that should work perfectly. And hopefully bring down the turns on a few of these things. Wow, that had like no effect on the turns whatsoever. Maybe it needs a turn to be reflected in that assessment? I don't know. I don't think so. Like, that just blows me away that when we switch to full science, it doesn't really make a difference. This is nice, though. So our fleet is big enough, or our fleet capacity now is big enough that we could actually potentially have other ships in fleet with the obliterator here, but I'm not sure if that actually works in practice. No, it does. It does. You can fleet up your oblits. That's pretty great. But they have, like, no combat power, right? They're just a big tanky ship. I guess you could kind of put, like, tanky stuff on the oblit and use it to tank, but that seems kind of dangerous and wasteful in my opinion. Alright, let's go ahead and end the turn. I want to see our new Citadel, and I want to see our new Juggernaut. I remembered it that time. I'm kinda harebrained, guys, and I usually record these, like, I have a really crazy schedule. I either record these first thing in the morning at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m., or I record super late at night, or I record right after I get off work, so I'm always kind of in the worst moment for me being clearly conscious. 15 production on colonies on Empire, that's cool. Doesn't matter to us right now. Be the first to reach 60 population, another empire has achieved that, that's cool. We have a Juggernaut! I'm excited. I'm excited for the Juggernaut, guys. Yeah, just do that. Minor victory, yeah, you guys try to invade our system. I'm trying to swear less. Okay, so I'll tell you guys a funny story. The other day, during the Endless Weekend, I was on stream with Pangolin, or Pankazu, whichever one of those you know him by. He's on the Games Together forums, and I'll be putting up a video a little bit later that has me and him and a couple other people in it, and linking you out to all of them, because they're all Endless content creators, and they're pretty cool too. Anyways, so I was hanging out with them, and I totally forgot where I was going with this story. Yep, that's how good I am. I don't even remember where that started. I got so lost trying to remember the exact specific, I think it's, God, I think it's Pangolin Advisor on Twitch, but I'm not 100% sure. I probably should have looked at that before I mentioned it. And I don't remember the story I was gonna tell, so yeah, there's that. Pangolin kicked my butt, I'll tell that story, like he completely wrecked me. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the Juggernaut and pretend that I didn't just start a story and then completely lose my chain of thought. This is our Juggernaut. So basically, it's got a ton of slots, and I'm honestly not sure. It actually doesn't have that many slots. I'm surprised it has so few slots, but I mean, they're larger slots in this case, so I would imagine the stats we gain off of them are commensurately larger. I am curious though, like, yeah, so we don't have a single one of these yet, and it requires one to install that, so we won't actually be able to put defense modules there. So natively, and this is kind of interesting, natively you don't have defense slots. All of the defense slots are shared with utility slots, unless you have Quadrinix. I thought it was Quadrinix, I just wanted to be sure. So with one Quadrinix you can place specifically defense slots, but otherwise you've got to use up your utility slot here, and you only get one, so that's kind of janky. I guess we'll put that there. Having energy defense always seems better to me, since a lot of the projectile damage comes from missiles, and you can take those out with flak. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is fleets, because if it's got the opportunity to use fleets, I find them to be advantageous over weapons almost every single time. In this case, let's run 2 fleets of bombers, a fleet of fighters, and then we'll run some weapons too. Oh, we've actually got a dedicated weapon slot, so maybe we'll run a second fleet of fighters. And yeah, let's put a beam in our weapon slot so we're good at any range. And then we've got a couple utility slots left over. What is Venerable Standard? I like this. I like this a lot. This is a great module. So when we have this module on, key gains are plus 100%, energy damage is 10%, and projectile damage is 10%. Is that plus 10%? I think that's supposed to be plus 10%, guys. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's plus 10%. We can use that module more than once. Why is that a thing? Why is that allowed? That's strong. That's very strong. However, doing that does limit our movement excessively, which means we'd have to use a lot of speed boosters to get this thing around, but man, with that much damage though, kinda thinking we do this. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We've already got that ship out and flying, so all we need to do is put a fleet of speed boosters behind it, which shouldn't be an issue with our high production. So let's go ahead and look for our speedish ships. Is it these Kestrels? I believe the Kestrels are set up to be speed boosters. I'm actually surprised I didn't name them appropriately this time. Normally I name them so that I can find them quickly. You know what? Yeah, you can leave the siege modules on. That's fine. Leave the siege modules on. That's all good. So let's put a bunch of Kestrels in queue here. No, we're not waiting for any, though. We're not waiting for any. What can we sell? Sell everything. We want to test the Jug. Sure. I liquidate assets to the market all the time when I'm playing. Sometimes it works out better than others, but in this case I think it works out just fine. Got 5.5k, not quite enough to finish all the Kestrels I was trying to. What the heck? Oh, did I have 5 in queue? I thought I only had 4. That's fine, though. We can still sell some more luxuries. We have a lot of these higher-end luxuries, and I mean, you do need large quantities of them for some things, but those are usually very, very special things that we're not probably going to be building in this final test run. Yeah, so that'll get us an entire fleet of speed boosters by next turn, and then we can test out the Juggernaut. Basic node analyzer and stellar node study. So those are the basic nodes for the science behemoth, which we haven't done anything with. I stumbled over the behemoth there. If you didn't catch it, I'm ratting myself out. So we're gonna put that one in queue. Oh my god, there's no way. There is no way that we're gonna have 87k for that. I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and end the turn right now, because we don't need to do anything with any of our other fleets. Like, right now we're kind of just defending and staying afloat while we test out a bunch of things. I'm really, really excited to see how much our Keii gains on this will be. Like, that could be a lot, guys. That's 300% Keii, or 200% Keii, I'm sorry. 200% Keii right now, so, I mean, that's plus 200% Keii, so I mean, it is a total of 300%, I guess. That seems really good to me. That seems like that could be kind of strong. Hey, and we almost... No, we didn't. Are these guys only one? Yeah, they're only one. Okay, so we still got a good bit of movement out of that, though. We have 15 movement. Let's send them up to raise some heck. Loomies, why you send an econ behemoth up there? Like, I don't understand what you're doing. So, we have enemies sieging Jaya, we could go up there. What? Oh my god, it moved the econ behemoth. Whatever. That's super annoying. I was almost 100% sure, once again, that we were clicked on the correct behemoth, but apparently we were not. So now it's gonna take 9 turns to build that instead of 8. Which basically means that economy behemoth is not making as big of a difference as we might have thought. At least not to production. Yeah, you can just keep going. Just keep running through people's space. Show us everything. And then this guy can just do some fighting. Jeez. I'm gonna send the Jug up to deal with those guys if that fleet works out pretty well. In the meantime, though, we can just have them take some easy wins off of these guys. We're not gonna watch it or anything, because there's really no point for this. We will watch the first battle with the Behemoth. Behemoth. I'm gonna practice that until I have it by memory, which won't matter because then I'll just lose my train of thought anyway, because that's who I am. Sorry guys, I pick on myself sometimes just to keep things funny, because I make mistakes, and everybody makes mistakes, so it's whatever, you know? I am super, super excited, though, to see how the Juggernaut fares in combat. Look at all these citadels! Oh, I forgot to check if our behemoth limit goes down when we make a citadel, like the numbers against it go down when you make a citadel. I assume it does, because how would they have that many? That's insane. Let's go look. I believe that it is right here. So we currently have 4 of 6. Great, so if we ever get this ship back over here, you know, someday... Actually, we will make that a reality. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll put, I guess, 3 Kestrels in queue right there. That way, by the time that gets there, hopefully the Kestrels will come up. You are a governor. What do we want for you? Yes. That'll work fine. Thank you. That's all good. Zavali are dying. The sadness... Oh, that reminds me! No. So that I don't know if that was what I forgot earlier, but I remembered what I was gonna say about potential strategies for the religion run-through of the Hissho. So one of the things about religion as a government type in this game is it benefits a lot from you being primarily your major faction's population. Like, having other populations actually reduces the effectiveness of some of the religion laws. So what I was thinking is, The way that sacrificing population works in this game is if you look right here, it'll show you what pop is up next. Hold on, let's deal with this and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Because somebody actually taught me this, because I didn't realize it until recently. See how that says Hissho? If we sacrifice a population, it'll sacrifice a Hissho. If that, on the other hand, were to say something like Zavali, and we did the observances, it would sacrifice a Zavali. So what I was thinking is the Hissho sacrifice mechanic actually allows you to maintain major faction purity to get the most out of your religion or your religious government. Which is really cool. I think that's really, really awesome. Maybe I'm just being a nerd and like it's not as cool as I think it is, but I think that's really cool. And I think that's something that's gonna factor into how we play them religious, and I'm really, really excited to try it out now and see if it'll work. I do think we'll end up farming pirate systems and stuff, and I'm not sure how we're gonna do that. I was actually thinking like, maybe you blockade all of the systems around one of the pirate systems so that it'll just keep pooping out units. That was probably a bad term, but you know, keep shooting out units for you to go in and kill for Keii. Like, that is essentially a Keii farm, right? So I'm wondering if we can do that, and then I was like, yeah, but what happens if, like, an enemy comes in and kills them? That's why you blockade all the systems around it. The other thing that is important for that playthrough is because we won't likely be focused as much on conquering minor factions, or even if we do, we'll have to be getting rid of their population, so that's actually fine. We'll probably conquer minor factions, but not major factions. And what we'll do is, if we need to get rid of minor faction population, we'll just sacrifice them when the proper observances are available. And that is how we're gonna get the most out of it. Oh, we ran out of pop, so we're gonna lose Nolan. That's what's happening here. Bye, Nolan. I'm sad now. Zeta has placed a singularity on Kionos. Gassim have captured Nolan. Good for them. Where's Kionos? Kionos, where are you? That's not good. Yeah, you guys should probably run from that. Juggernaut, where are you? Oh, you're right there. You're almost there already. So this could be very interesting. Ground battle at Viren, that's less likely for us to lose, just because we can draft from there. Get over there. Do it. Oh, they're gonna make it. They're gonna make it. What is our fleet strength here? 47,000. And theirs is 33,000 and 101,000 fleet strength. Holy crap. That is a Titan and a Juggernaut. That, my friends, is kind of insane. How much fleet strength do these guys have? Only 8,000. So even if we added all of them to this fleet, it's not going to matter. So I don't... There's a fairer fight, maybe. Let's go take on that Collider up there. Oh, we can't because we're blockaded. Fine, fine. Y'all want to do it this way? We'll do it this way. Yeah, they have a sizable advantage here, but at least we'll get to see the Juggernaut in action. Oh, and they have split defense or split offenses. But the highest majority of their power is going to be from lasers. So we're going to do this one, and we'll switch it over to watch. We go to advanced real quick, toggle the watch switch a couple of times just to make sure that we actually get to watch it. Because I've had issues with it in the past, although I think that's because the enemies retreated and I just didn't realize it. Man, I wish I could remember what I was specifically talking about with Pangolin's stream. Anyways, it was a cool stream, and then we, on Sunday of the weekend, we did some Dungeon of the Endless on the Discord, which you guys are always welcome to check out. If I haven't made that information available, just, you know, hit me up in the comments and I'll go ahead and post it. But I believe it should be available on the channel. Oh, here we go, guys! I kind of want to just lock the camera to our Jug. Is that an acceptable thing for us? No, we won't lock it to the Jug. We'll auto-camera, because we want to see our fighters going out from the Juggernaut, too. Our fighters and our bombers. Go on, little fighters and bombers, do your thing. We need you. Oh, there they are. There they are. Nope, that's their fighters and bombers. Where's our fighters and bombers? Oh my gosh. We're just being decimated. I haven't really seen our Juggernaut do much of anything that combat. He just kind of sat there. That was disappointing. But it created a relic, which is cool. So yeah, this is how the relics work, which we've come to understand. They actually appear on planets and they provide FIDS bonuses, which is cool. Actually a fun little feature to add in for places where big wars happen. We're not going to watch that, because they're probably going to retreat anyway. Just kill them and be done with it. Excellent. So yeah, we're losing systems. They are dropping like flies, and all I really want to do is get this scientific behemoth out and test it. But that is not... I feel kind of bad that we lost this game, because like we can't, at this point we're not coming back. Y'all can see it, I can see it, but I think that there were a couple of things that factored into it. I made a lot of mistakes, I think that's definitely one of the major factors. But if you guys remember, it also took us a good long time to find a minor faction to actually... I think Viren was the first minor faction. So, like, by the time we'd found them and really got to them, and I made some mistakes on invading them initially, I think that stalled out our growth, because we didn't... I think we settled in Batel, when realistically we don't want to settle. We want to just invade a bunch of people. I would have preferred to invade people for systems and switched our initial colony ship over to a 3-engine exploration ship that could have just found more places. That's probably... I should have done that preemptively, but I didn't, because I was worried that we would run into the situation we did, where we couldn't find a minor faction to invade. Yeah, just end the turn. There's a thing coming, it's gonna wreck us. That's a very realistic possibility. Why is it an Econ Behemoth, though? Like, can you put weapons on Econ Behemoths? I thought there were limitations. I never thought about this. We're gonna go look at the Econ Behemoth in a second, because I wanna know why this is even happening. Because, like, I know that's got more slots, I think, than my military one, or it did at one point. Okay, so weapon slots and things. Let's take a count of the weapon slots real quick. 2 dedicated defense slots and 2 dedicated weapon/fleet slots. Okay. And now let's go look at the military behemoth. So, fleet slots. It's got a lot more, so it's got a lot less support slots and a lot more, like, fleet slots and things. However, knowing what we know now about some of the things available to us, I wonder if that support module with the 10% damage increase is available to us. It is not, sadly. Okay, so if that's not available to us, that definitely makes me less inclined to use this. However, there is this to be considered, right? So this is our Econ Behemoth right here. Let's put... Oh, we only get to use one of those, though. See, that's my point. Like, I don't understand... I mean, maybe you fill it full of siege? That could be kind of cool. Siege Behemoth? How much is that? That's 200. I mean, that's a thing. Economic Siege Behemoth is a thing, apparently. Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing enough reason to use the Econ Behemoth for military. I mean, maybe it's just that they're like, okay, we're reaching the end stages, might as well just throw this out there as a combat ship kind of thing. That could totally be possible. But I feel like it's a bad use of it. I feel like the FIDS game might be a little bit more important. However, that could be wrong as well, because we noticed that when we pulled our Econ Behemoth, it pushed the turns to make another Behemoth out by only 1 turn, so... Who knows? Maybe it's not contributing as much as we expect. Yeah. That's fine. We failed that mission. We are probably going to get invaded slowly throughout the course of this episode, which is fine, because we've only got about 6 minutes left. We're not going to retreat this time. Oh, can we do the thing? Can we do the thing? We can't do the thing, guys. I'm going to retreat and then do the thing. Retreat! I don't care if we lose Keii. Plus 200% damage on ships. Plus 100% Keii gains on ships. Okay, let's do it. Let's sacrifice them. I just want to see what our Keii gains look like if we just kill 1 ship with this. I'm curious, because normally when we kill these... Okay, so we got 1 Keii instead of, like, 0.1 Keii. So that was... But our fleets didn't blow up either because they retreated. That's interesting. How strong is this thing? I think we can take it. Maybe. Probably not, but we'll try. We should have done our sacrifice tactic. Oh, so it's a toggle! it's a toggle. We can just leave it on. Now I really want to know if they can take that thing. We'll try it on that Behemoth right there next turn. Yeah, Jaya's probably going to fall soon. I mean, it is holding out rather nicely, though, being realistic. One of the other things I do that may have cost us the game, too, guys, and this is something to consider in your own strategies, is I really like building out my systems. I like to build every available improvement in all of my systems if I possibly can, because I feel like it makes them really well-rounded systems, and it makes it so I can use anyone for anything. The catch to that, though, is it's actually kind of inefficient. And the reason it's inefficient is because some systems just don't benefit from improvements as much as others. So you are essentially wasting resources because you have put inefficient things on there that cost the same amount of dust as they do on an efficient source of that, or an efficient thing to utilize that improvement. So basically what I'm saying is, like, you know, if you have a bunch of cold systems and you build something that affects temperate fertiles, it's really not as great as it could be. So what I think I'm gonna do the next playthrough too is try to be a little bit tighter on what improvements we use. Oh, I wish we could hit this, but we can't. You know what we can do, though? Oh, this is gonna be fun, guys. I'm stoked for this now. This is gonna be kind of entertaining. If we can't have Viren, nobody can. Screw them. Screw them. We are gonna take Viren out. They have just made the biggest mistake of their lives conquering that system. Can we do our sacrifice play yet? No. Okay. Yes, we are gonna stay militarist. At least for 3 more minutes, we're gonna stay militarist. And then next episode, we'll start our Hissho playthrough as a religious faction. And we'll try to take advantage of our observances and be a little bit more aggressive early on. And like I said, control our building strategy a little more. I honestly am just not in the know enough sometimes to make those calls. So what we'll do next playthrough is we'll look at the Fidsy things and we'll try to make an educated guess about whether or not it's going to be effective to build an improvement in a certain spot. And if I'm not sure, maybe we'll wait and I'll let you guys comment on it and we'll make the decision together, because this is also a lot about learning as much as it's about anything else. 1 turn until we get our science behemoth, and then we can try sending that off to maybe over here or over here to pick up the effects of those things. And actually, since those are within our system's area of effect, we could put engines on this behemoth, fly them over there, and then switch the engines for the modules that we want, so we can get there a little bit quicker. I like that idea. I'm gonna turn sacrifice play on any ships that it asks me to move from now on, because I just want to see it happen. I wonder if you can see it in the battle. Like, if we watch the battle, I wonder if you see them just start, like, slamming their ships into the enemy. That would actually be... Okay, that would be kind of cool, though. Like, I'm kind of tempted to try that now, just to see if that's what it is. I don't know about you guys, but I think that would be super, super cool. The bigger is better strategy is now available to us, which would allow us to do a lot more damage with larger ships, but we're not going to sweat it too much because we're kind of past that. Yes. What is this? Our science behemoth is up! Let's go take a look at its loadout. Nice, it's mostly empty. We'll go ahead and put some speed on it, and then this is going to reduce science costs, which we're not super interested in because I don't feel like that module is particularly effective. I mean, maybe we'll try that out too. We'll try out the stuff we didn't try out this time. So we'll switch our behemoth over to using these maybe, and try to get some early science gains with that, or, and this is the one I'm really liking, is these basic node analyzers. Dust around special nodes, science around special nodes, influence around special nodes. Actually, the influence one right there, early game, would be super powerful. Like, you guys know as well as I do, I'd like to believe that, at least I think this is correct, that influence is one of the harder things to generate early on because there's not as many techs available to do it. It's influence and happiness. Those are the ones that are kind of tough. So the idea that you can use this to sort of generate influence early on could be particularly powerful. It might even allow you to push off building influence buildings for a little bit, which would definitely be good. Special node effect when orbiting is plus 25%. Wow, that would be great on one of the special nodes that provides, like, plus 20% production to anything that's in its reach or whatever. Yeah, let's do that. I like this build. So right here we have a black hole. Right here we've got a collapsing star, a nebular cloud, and a neutron star. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look. Oh, we didn't upgrade yet. We need to... Did we not save the upgrade? Is that what happened? That's probably what happened. Okay. Let's go... What the heck? It won't let me edit the ship design. It won't let me update the ship design. That's because I'm lacking on dust. So let's sell some of that to get some more dust, and then we should be able to update the ship design, which is perfect. And then I want to go in and see which ones... So neutron stars and nebular clouds will provide quadronics and, I forget what this is. Orichalix. Okay, so let's go to the neutron star then. Or the nebular star that we found. That's a nebular cloud. Is that different? Is a nebular cloud different? Nope, that's what we want. Okay, so we're going to send this guy over to this nebular cloud, which, look at this, guys. This is in our starting area. So just think about that for a second. That's in our starting area. And, dude, Windows, why? Windows is, like, updating me on Discord messages from, like, last week for some reason. Anyways, so we'll get that up there to test that out. And then after that, we'll probably call the episode... Oh my god. Windows 10, I hate you. I hate you, and I'm going to turn off your Discord notifications forever now. Alright. Now I can click my end turn button, now that it's stopped spamming me with Discord messages from a week ago. Good job, Windows 10. That is some perfect engineering. Real pro-grade stuff. Okay, so now we are in this system. Once again, guys, this is in our starting area, and we're going to be able to generate quadronics and, Orichalix from it. I thought we would. Why isn't it doing anything? Interesting. Special node effect when orbiting. Yeah, it's supposed to give 1 quadronics per each one of these modules. So we should be getting 3 quadronics and 3 Orichalix from this. Maybe we have to end the turn here, though. Let's try that and see what happens. Come on, BB, give me all the things. This is actually really, really strong. Viren was targeted by an obliterator, you think? Okay, I'm so confused. Why isn't that working? Special node effect when orbiting is plus 25%, that's fine. Where's the corresponding strategic resource exploitation? Is that the issue? Do we not have the... Oh, that's probably what it is. I don't think we have access to those yet. No, we don't. That's the issue. Okay, so I was like, why isn't it working? But that answers our question. You do have to have access to the technology to get them, which is kind of sad because that would have been really, really slick if you could start pulling that super early on. So we do have the tech for those, and those ones come off of asteroid fields and collapsing stars. So where's a collapsing star? There's one right down there. And this right here is a neutron star. And this is a solar nebula. Okay, so we're going to come down here to this collapsing star. It's going to take us 2 turns to get there, which is fine. This is kind of the last thing I want to see before we end this playthrough and start over as Religious Hissho. If you guys have hung in there with me through this entire series, and you're sticking around to check out the Religious Hissho, thank you very much for being with us. I do appreciate that. Wow, that was a percentage thing.
Your actions will only make
nice.
the war more painful.
Diplomatic interaction escalation obliterated my system. They salty because we obliterated their system. That's what that is supposed to be a reaction for. Bye, Viren. And apparently their allies, the UE, were not fond of me obliterating that system either, but who cares what they think, because they're part of an alliance we don't like anyway. Let's land down here and check this out. Once again, we should be getting 3 of each from this, and even though we do need the tech to be able to, like, collect the there we go. Oh, that's beautiful, guys. That's honestly really, really nice. It's probably not as powerful as the mining probes are, but I prefer stuff like this that's a little more passive because it's less stuff I've got to micromanage when I play. So for me, this is great. I really like this, and I think we're going to take huge advantage of this in the next playthrough, because we can use this to get titanium and glass steel without colonizing planets that have titanium and glass steel, and it's a regular generation of that resource. So that's really, really cool. I've had a great time playing through this. I'm sorry we didn't win, guys. We'll do better next time. I hope you all had fun with the series and with me learning all this stuff. Sorry it's not quite as much of a guide as it could have been. I'm just not a pro player, but we are having fun learning together. Thank you guys for watching. Click that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see the next series, and keep gaming responsibly. Bye!